We are live. It is 2:12 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States, 8:12 p.m. BST in the UK. It's a Nomad Tech Project with Sam and Joe
Hey,
coming to you on June 20th, 2023. How are you, Joe? How's it going, man? I haven't seen. How was your trip to? Was it Turkey? You went to Turkey, right?
yeah, it was good. It was good. Saoirse had some moments though. I mean, she is free, so
Yeah.
that's to
I
be
mean, it's
expected.
like, was she like? Did it like the new area freak her out? Did she not like stuff? I mean, what was her
No,
main
I
problem
mean,
with the travel? I guess in the country. So what was going on with that?
yeah, the flight out, she weren't too bad actually. Better than I expected. But there was a family behind us that were really loud, and every other word was a F word or S word, swear words. So yeah, um,
Then
Saoirse was actually better
did you
behaved
give
than
her
them.
some headphones or something so she
Yeah,
could
she
listen
did
to?
have her own headphones. Here they are
Yeah.
actually, little cheap
Okay.
ones. She loved
That's
them,
cute.
but she didn't use them much.
Right. So she was just more interested in hearing the F and S bombs from behind you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fair.
She had a little lollipop, for when your ears pop. She had a
Oh
little
yeah,
lollipop for that. She was
yeah.
fine going up, but when we was going down again, she was asleep, and it woke her up.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that weren't good.
And the pressure. Yeah, opening up your
Yeah,
mouth a lot or chewing gum or whatever. Yeah.
I mean it's not nice
I
as an adult, is it? But
I
for a
have a problem with
3-year-old,
that. Like that, I can't really go. That's why everybody's asking me about if I ever decide I want to go scuba diving. I can't because once I get about 20 feet down, I can't clear the pressure out of my head, and it just feels like somebody's trying to crush my skull in.
yeah, I hate that feeling.
So
Yeah.
I don't swim. I mean, when I go down, even when I go down in pools like down to the 10 feet and stuff, it's hard for me
Have
to
you
kind
seen that program? What's it called? Them deep divers. The
of.
ones that dive like without any equipment.
Oh yeah,
It's on Netflix. What's it called? Oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's flipping. It's intense when you watch it. Like you're on
yeah,
the edge of your chair. Like what the hell?
right. Yeah, I yeah, I know on planes you have to kind of manage that, and if you fall
Yeah,
asleep on the descent part, you don't have a chance to equalize the pressure. Yeah, and then it feels like once it's kind of set up that way, you almost can't clear it. It almost takes a while for it
yeah.
to
See, I'm
kind of
capable of doing it. I hold my nose and pop when
yeah,
I go,
yeah, blow it out. Yeah,
but not everyone can do it.
yeah, and like a buddy of mine used to be able to do it, and if you could hear the air come out of his ears. If you listen real close, you can hear go. He goes, yeah. I was like, I don't know how you do that. I guess the same way you do it when you pressurize it. I guess I don't
It's
know.
so nice though when you do it and it clears.
Yeah. So, but in country, how did everything go?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, she didn't eat much. That's what was annoying. The food was amazing. It's the best all-inclusive hotel I've been at for a good selection of food. Like there was a kids section, right? Had like 3 or 4 different pizzas every day. Had
Right.
burgers every day, chicken nuggets, chips, all the things kids like.
Yeah, she wouldn't touch it.
Nope. She
Oh,
had some
okay.
cucumber some nights, a few biscuits. I mean, she could have had whatever she wanted. We weren't like setting any rules. Like she had apple juice all day long. Like normally we let her have 1 cup of apple juice. But she was having it all
Yeah.
day long.
Holy
But I
shit.
mean, I think in her own little way she enjoyed it.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's all good. I mean, that's
Mm.
what you got to do. And I don't. I have a lighting problem up here. I got too much glare from the. It sucks. Whatever.
I tell you
It's
what, I turned my
no. I got the glare from the screen. It's just
yeah, we're balanced more now that
yeah. It's all good. It's a little better. Yeah. So anyway, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that was good. I mean, we were there what a week, 10 days.
just a week, yeah, I'd loved longer, but I think with Saoirse it would have been not ideal.
Right.
Yeah, but I think I'll go back in a 2 or 3 years more time when she might appreciate it a bit more and get more
Yeah.
involved with things.
Yeah. It's hard to travel with a small child. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. I don't want to turn the monitor off. That's stupid. So, good God. I'm
The
trying
dark
to
side.
adjust it so like it doesn't look terrible.
It's fine.
That's pretty good.
I
Neutral.
can hear you. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, considering the situation, yeah, as long as I can be heard, that's the point. I think I may have figured out the microphone situation, so hopefully it sounds good. And unfortunately though, I haven't the show that I did the other podcast with Darren. So and that seemed like it went okay, but I didn't actually listen. I don't have the levels, like the audio itself, so I don't know how it's going to sound. Hopefully, it sounds okay. I know that was the feedback that we got from Steve Litchfield was, it always sounds like Joe always sounds great, and you can always hear him, and then I can't really hear you.
To be fair, you never said I sounded great. You just said I sound louder.
Right, you sound louder. Well, he said that's fair. I was trying to basically paraphrase Steve Scott.
Yeah, I mean, no one ever says I sound great.
No, that's okay. Yeah, me neither. I mean, it's fine. It's just been kind of a busy week, so I guess back at the swing of things. How's the store getting on? People still buying all the folds and flips? I mean, are you getting people asking about them? I mean, do people
no idea,
not care?
Mate. I've been locked off from work totally, as you should on vacation. I mean, I popped in there the other day, so I was out to get a suit. I literally said hello. I didn't really talk work.
Now, you've been off work more than the week that you were on the trip?
Yeah, just slightly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So unfortunately, I mean, I have vacation days, and I usually take them, but it's very often that I'm checking my emails, maybe logging in, going to a meeting or two.
So I'm bad for that as well. But
yeah,
I actually turned my bud off, which is my business use device.
I don't turn my device off ever, even on vacation.
You should, Sam.
I know. It's fine. Well, I kind of work in a different kind of situation than most people. If I worked at a retail shop or whatever, and I'm definitely not necessary to my team. I mean, they have, other people who can do the work, but I don't know. I hate when I'm not knowing what's going on, and then I get back and I have to spend that first Monday, I have to spend almost the whole day reading through mountains of emails and catching up. And then also, because I schedule these vacation days kind of like ad hoc, I have to burn a bunch of time. So I was just taking like Wednesday and Thursday off, right? This wasn't planned like in January, February, or even early in the month. So meetings were, sometimes we get stuff that's scheduled like 2 and 3 weeks in advance. It's like 16th August. Fine. I accept. It's like the 1st. I don't even care. It's 3 weeks from now. I don't think about it. And then I realize when I go to put my out of office, there's one meeting that I absolutely I don't have to go to, but I don't want to not go to it and have somebody else try to tell me what happened. So invariably my vacation time. The only time it is we're not allowed to take our devices out of country. So if ever I traveled internationally, when I went to Puerto Rico a couple of years ago, that was the only time where I literally had no connection to work. I didn't have my bank device. I didn't have a laptop. I didn't take anything with me. So
that's the way
I still have my cell phone. I still have my cell phone. So worst case, if I could still talk to them, but I didn't. We were only there 4 days or so it wasn't too bad. I know I should, but I don't. So anyway,
Sam, how are you? What have you been doing while I've been away?
Well, just working really. Taking some time out. Anna's moving back home for a little bit, but she's going to be working full time and spending some time with her friends. So she might be at the house a couple days a week. That's hence the move upstairs. If anybody on the streams notice, this is just a curtain behind me because of the loft. I'm back where I don't know if you remember from the old days of the Across the Podcast. This is where I used to do it upstairs because Anna was at home, so I used to have the loft area, which drives Becky crazy because now I don't have a room where I can shut the door, and she can't have the TV on, and she has to be quiet for this whole hour. So she's a little unhappy about that situation, and also because of the loft, my voice has a tendency to carry a bit, and so a lot of times she has to shut the door, which sucks because also I work up here now, so I kind of moved the other half of the office. So this is where I'm working. So a lot of times I'm used to taking meetings and being able to shut the door and talk at a normal volume, and now I have to kind of be more conscious of my voice and sound and stuff like that up here. So it's again suboptimal, but it's whatever. So if you notice, I'm back upstairs now, so it's cool. I don't have the cool orange wall. Yeah,
looks like a fold.
Yeah, they're folding.
Yep, they're folding. Oh, there we are.
Yep. So yeah.
You went and done it.
Yeah, and here's the thing where it comes down to because somebody asked me, I thought you basically said, hey, do you, which one are you going to get, the Pixel Fold or the Fold 5? And I was like, and here's the thing. And again, and I don't know if you remember this, and I know I've said it before, but my concern, and I think the concern with a lot of Fold owners is the outside display is so good that you're not going to use the inner display. Only you're going to use it maybe occasionally, sometimes halfway, right? And obviously the Fold 5's display is obviously thinner, but to say it's unusable is just not true. I don't know who's using it. I know a lot of people do, but honestly, there's only very few times that I use it like this. Pretty much when I take a phone call and if I'm responding to a real quick message. Any other time, because I've had all those years with the Duo, the Duo 2, I just open it up. I go right here, and I this is how I do everything, pretty much.
Do you have the Fold 4?
I tried it out for about a week or so, and then I returned. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess it was. I think it was. I couldn't get past the. I couldn't get past the bulk of it. It felt heavier. That I'm used to obviously a slab phone, and then the Duo, because it's so thin, didn't weigh a whole lot.
So I didn't see this coming.
Yeah,
I was quite shocked. When I first found out is when you'd signed into the Nomad Tech Project email.
Yeah.
And I was like, Fold 5.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It tells you the device that's signing in. Yeah,
I saw the location. I was like, yeah, that's Sam. That's okay.
Yeah, it says Missouri. Yeah, so, but it was just kind of funny because I didn't. Yeah, it's fine. So far it's been a couple of days. I like it. I mean, I'm keeping it probably. So, also the reason why too before the other ones is because I didn't. The Duo was still viable, right? It was still getting off. We were thinking that they were going to continue, and it seems to be very obvious without Microsoft actually officially coming out and saying it. It seems to be pretty obvious that the Duo project, as it were, at Microsoft is pretty much dead.
Dead, yeah.
Yeah, and they're not going to make a Duo 3 because why now? And then they're clearly not going to. I mean, I think the OG Duo. I think either next month or I think next month September is the last security patch that they had said they were going to do. 3 years of security patches. It'll never see Android 13.
Sucks, man.
Yeah, it sucks. It's really unfortunate, but it's it's Microsoft's fault again, as it always. It's they didn't tell anybody about it. And it really what hammered it was two major things. Well, really three. It's Microsoft, so in the mobile space they already have a kind of a bad reputation. Two, they didn't tell anybody about it. There was no ads. There was no nothing about the device, right? Nobody even knew it existed. And the third thing was it had such a really terrible launch with the software. It was buggy, and the switch to Android from Windows 10X. It was just a terrible. It was terrible. In the first 2 or 3 months I used the phone, there was a lot of frustration with using the device, like the screen going black for no reason, touch, interface issues with the digitizer not being great, Bluetooth being a little not very great, no NFC, the 6 gigs of RAM and E55 was fine. I think people made a lot of big deal out of nothing on that.
Bigger deal than it needs to be, yeah.
Sure. Well, it's the same people make the big deal out of the Tensor G2 and the Pixel Fold. I think for computing tasks and what you're trying to do, I think it's fine. I mean, maybe the thermal management probably is not very good. So knowing all that now, it makes it very obvious that I'm going to, in order to continue the foldable kind of thing, or having a multi-screen or a larger, so I can multitask. It was clearly obvious that I have to move on from the Duo. I mean, I'm going to keep it because there's some initiative to put pixel-to-pixel experience, Pixel 13 on it. It's a former Microsoft guy who used to work in Microsoft who's developing.
Nice, man.
It's really not designed for. Obviously, it's some. There's some elements in the UI that don't line up and stuff like that. I'm trying to look it up.
Still fun.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And so, knowing all that, I'm just like, I have to move on from it. And so I'm trying to see. Yeah, here's right here.
Keep the Duo though as a toy.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, and then who knows if he keeps on into developing this as kind of like a little side project. It's pretty good. But yeah, here's the see, Microsoft Duo gets Android 13. The gentleman that's doing it, his name, Ty Gwynn. Yep.
So let me know how you get on because I'd be interested in doing the same.
Yeah, and so now I can kind of like he's like most of the getting he got it to work. It is working. Then also you have Gustav Months. He's doing his own thing with Windows 10 or Windows 11. On that. And so it's kind of interesting. I mean, it works pretty decent. I mean, if you can see some of the pictures, um, let's see it. Yeah, I mean it again. See how what I mean? It doesn't know how to split the bars. You know what I mean? So there's some there, but when you fold it, I mean that's the experience you get. I mean, I don't think it's that bad at all, honestly. And then the postures still work. You know, it's interesting how the people are taking that and kind of going development with it. So there may be a life after Duo. Duo stop support, but it's clearly obvious that Microsoft's not going to support it full.
There's always
Official.
people out there that would tinker and do things. That's what I
Yeah.
love about the tech community.
Yeah. So it's so far so good. So I guess I'm not the only one who has added some Samsung hardware to their repertoire of devices. But what you got? There you go. 47 mil,
Do you
man.
know what? Because I loved my Watch 3 Watch 3, right?
And
And then
that's
they
what
got rid of the bezel,
Yeah.
didn't
See.
they?
Yep. This is what I got. See. Yep.
So when they brought the bezel back, and I saw it as a 47 millimeter, I thought, let's give it a go. So I got it.
Yeah. So
Watch 6
really
Classic 47.
It looks like your wrists. It looks like your arms and wrists are a little bit bigger than mine. Mine are really small, and that 47 mil is just
Mine are
enormous.
tiny.
Yeah, me too. I mean, mine's even worse. I mean, it's just small. I mean, this is the 3, and I've got that little. Somebody tells me I can't remember what this is called. I can't remember this with this mesh.
Milanese.
It has a name. Milanese. That's right. I have that. The funny thing is, the other day I forgot I still had it. I had my old Huawei watch. It's still fired up using Wear OS and everything like that. It's still fired up and everything. I got
watches are nice.
And then I forgot that I bought an actual like real like linked band. It's really nice. It's like a quick release and it feels great, but I mean it's a lot because it's not the Milanese like this. It's a lot heavier. That's a lot more of a dense watch. Still worked fine. I got notifications on it, set it up, and it worked fine. The battery's a little.
What one was it, or is it rather?
I think it's the Watch 2.
Oh, okay, nice.
I think. I don't even remember.
Really sleek. I like their designs.
Yeah, I do too. Especially their watches. And so I had no problem with it at all. So
this thing, the battery's not what I hoped.
None of them are.
I know.
I don't know why unless you have an Apple Watch, right? I guess Apple Watches have decent battery. I guess I don't know.
I mean, this is day 2. I've got power saver mode on now though, and I'm on 9%.
Yeah, I get about I don't know on this 3. And again, this is why I really wished they would have come up with a band. And you can give it a nicer screen that has some, NFC and have some nicer capability where you don't need all the, stuff. Obviously, you're not going to get a rotating bezel, obviously, because. So. But.
You could have like a little crown on the side, though, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you could do something where you could have a little, you could have a push button on the side, or, I don't know. I remember having the Samsung had the actives, right? And the Samsung the band stuff. I thought those were pretty good. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I don't know why anybody's thinking out of a regular smartwatch they're going to get 3 or 4 days of battery life if it's going to have all these features and run apps and do all. You're just not going to.
Do you know what I do though? I sleep track and then I charge it while I shower and get ready for work.
Okay.
So and have breakfast and that. So like that gives it enough juice to then sleep track the next night, and yeah, I just do that normally. But I thought I'd give it a bit of testing. I didn't charge it at all today, and I thought I'd give it a go. But yeah, it's died. It's dying.
Yeah, it's dying. Yeah, it's. Yeah, it's. Again, I understand. It's whatever. Again, this is the reason why you run into the problem with all these, and you're in a situation where, you're gonna have a battery that's not gonna last that off. It's not gonna last that long.
The screen's beautiful though.
Yeah.
It's really nice. And I've gone for silver this time.
Yeah.
I normally go for black, but I've gone for silver. It really looks smart. And the band, I love this band. I've obviously been to Turkey with it, and it's held up well, really well.
Yeah, good deal. Like I said, I mean, I was going to ask. I mean, it looks like it looks like it's well made. I mean, clearly isn't
Yeah, yeah,
isn't cheap. It's not, it doesn't look like it's flimsy. I guess is that the band that came with the device that came in the
yes,
box? Okay.
yeah. It's like a rubbery sort of
Yeah,
band,
like a
but it's got like a
silicone kind
leather
of thing.
look.
Yeah. Is that stitching? Is that what it is on the sides,
Yeah,
edges? Okay.
yeah,
Now, do you ever buy a different like bands for your watches and stuff like that? Will you? Are you
yeah. I do.
looking at?
Yeah. Annoyingly, the watch free bands I've got don't work on it. It's different.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're 47 millimeter.
No,
But
the width is fine. So
okay,
you find that that part's normally the same because you
right.
know the Ultra Apple Watch
Yeah.
has the same bands as the other ones, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess that makes
but
sense.
it's a new design, so like, yeah, it doesn't
Well, I
work.
mean, you could probably. I mean, if you go on Amazon, there's all sorts of people. Hell,
Oh
when I
yeah, I'll
went on
find
there
stuff on there for sure. Yeah.
for my Mi band, I mean, I found. I mean, there was like one had it was like 10 or 11 of the silicone bands. And the one I got is kind of like that pair. It's kind of elastic a little bit. It's got the pair. It's like a parachute cord. That's what it kind of feels like. Um, that one's pretty. That one's pretty nice. I like that one. But the ones I had on there, and I think they were selling it was like a pack of 12 different colors. I think it was
Nice.
like maybe $18 or something like that. They
From
were
China.
pretty from China, right? Exactly. Um, but yeah, it's interesting to see how. Yeah, I didn't know. I definitely don't ever like the bands that I like on the Huawei watch. I don't know if that's the actual. I can't swear to it, but it actually might be the band that came with the watch. And I have to look and see because I don't remember if I don't think I bought. Yeah, because I think that watch had like a rubber
Hmm.
kind of rubberized strap that had. And I did like the fact, and I hate them when they don't have this, but on the Huawei watch, it's got that little plunger part. So on this like this Milanese, it's got this little. So it's got that little thing right there. It's a lot easier. It's a little. You can use your thumb. You can
Magnetic.
kind of. Yeah, well, it's a little plunger, but there's a little knob right there that you can actually do it. The other one I
Ah,
had, it had literally you had to almost like take a needle and you had to kind of like push the plunger in. It was getting it in was just a nightmare. These Milanese bands have an actual plunger. I think every watch design should have that little plunger where you can collapse the pin a little bit and get it in and out pretty easily.
that's a new design. Look, so you push that.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Whereas the other one had like the little bit that you push in.
Right. Yeah, and I like that better, and it
So
seems to be more universal if you're switching bands out. Just keep this off. I
yeah,
don't have to work my watch on there.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
I
it's
might try
I
again.
was actually just surprised at the Huawei, and I think it's the watch. I think it's the watch too. I
Mm.
think that's what I have, the Huawei watch too, and it's fine.
The GT, the GT.
No, it's just the standard watch too, not the
Oh,
GT.
okay. They're
Let's
nice,
see.
Huawei. They
Luis is
look good.
Apple Ultra Watch, and you do get 3 days, not as advertised. Is yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess like anything else. I mean, if you turn all the functions off for the watch and you like put it on power saving mode, but then it begs the question that why do you need a smartwatch other than just the design of you have a watch,
Mm.
right? And if that's the case, then you can get away with. I know some of these. Did Huawei make one where it was I think it was like didn't they have one where they had it was like a regular looking watch, but it had like a week battery life on it or something like that.
See, if you're doing it for sports metrics, like for fitness and that, you're better off with a Garmin, right?
Yeah, I mean there's the
Because
Watch 4, there's the Watch 4 Pro, then there's the Huawei Watch GT, the GT3. That's 46 mil, and yeah, I mean it's yeah. No, I think that's pretty sharp looking. This now they want $200.
don't know what I've done. I can't get my keyboard to work on my S8 Ultra tab.
Did you?
Damn it!
Is
What
the
have I done to it?
will it work for? Will it work for any of them?
But, I don't know.
Like, can you hook it up to another device or something just to kind of test it out?
Yeah, I'll have to try it out later on. I've only just fired it up. I used it on the plane to watch. What did I watch? I watched Guardians of the Galaxy.
The
That's an
third one,
awesome film, man. And yeah,
I
it's
haven't seen
awesome.
it.
I won't talk about it then.
No, that's fine. I mean, I'd probably get to. Yeah,
That's a
and
GT3. Yeah, it looks nice,
yeah,
doesn't it?
that's the watch GT2 and 3. I have the 2, and yeah, look at that. Like almost 2 weeks. It's like that's exact. You know what I mean? It's like it gives you your notifications. You're getting, you get your sleep tracking, right? You get a battery indicator, right? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
So that's more like it.
Oh, Sean's in the chat. How's it going,
Sweet.
sir? Good. Thanks for swinging by. And Luis is also here. It's meant for outdoor no week expedition. Last two. Oh, okay. 3 days. It's just. I mean, I get it. I mean, the problem is when would you charge it, right? If you're going to use it for sleep tracking, right? You would have to charge it like you do when you take a shower or if you're getting ready for work and that kind of thing. I guess it works out okay. So, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. 2 weeks
Quick
of use.
question,
It's
Sam.
yeah. I mean, I would do that. That's a lot more of a watch for me for my needs.
Yeah, I do like the Huawei ones. I really wanted one years and years ago, when I had a P20 Pro.
Can you still get Huawei? Can you actually get them in like I don't think your shop sells them, right? But
On
can you
Amazon.
still get?
Shall I have a look?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
My
I
shop
mean,
don't, but I can get them on Amazon, I'm sure. I'm sure.
well, I can too, but the problem I run into is the AT&T problem. So that's
Yeah. Yeah, the trackpad's not working either. What the hell?
dude. What the hell? This trackpad.
What have I done?
I think you broke it. You might have to
Yeah.
like completely unpair it and repair it or something like that.
Oh, you don't think you don't pair it. You just literally bang it on and it works.
Yeah, and I forgot about that. A hurricane. They have those in the UK. Hurricanes. Is that what they call them? Hurricanes. Hurricane.
Yeah, so I was going to ask a question. You're with your going back to your fold. I see
Mhm.
you got the pen.
Yeah.
Have you used the pen much?
Yeah.
It's a lot sleeker, the new pen, isn't it?
I mean, I don't like the fact it's not Bluetooth. But I mean, what's cool about it is, you just got this little, you just basically, you just pop it out, right?
Mm.
And it just, it comes up a little bit. You just kind of use your thumb, you pull it out. But what's cool about it is when you deploy the pen, you still, oh, there it goes right there. You see it? It still gives you the little pen. See right there?
Yeah.
See, it gives you the pen. So you get the features of the pen. You get create note and stuff. You can do it with the screen off. I like it. It's pretty small. I mean, I like it's sleek.
Yeah,
but
it looks nice.
It doesn't have, like I said, again, it's not the Bluetooth one, so you can't do the. But it's funny is, although you notice they give you a little button on it. you got a little clicky button. It doesn't do anything. At least I can't.
Spinner style.
But yeah, I guess they just want to try to keep it, as to the other one. But I like it. Just like snaps in the back. I did look for the other one, which was, I guess, the what was the strap one that had the strap / kickstand to it.
Oh yeah.
But they didn't have any, and I was like, okay. And so I was like, well, I'll just, and I was like, I like using S Pen. And I mean, I'm more often than not in this posture with this phone.
Mm.
I'm using it like this
Like
all the time. Yeah, that's what I do. I mean, and it's not, and everybody's like, well, if you had the Fold, the Pixel Fold, you probably wouldn't. That may be true. However, it's because I'm a Duo owner. That's why. I'm just so used to doing this. That becomes more, because with the Duo you had to, right? You didn't have the outer screen.
Yeah,
so I'm totally okay with just going in here and popping it open and just, yeah. And it's so far it's been really good, man. It's solid. I like the gaps gone. It's nice. Oh, Jimmy, 10 whole British pounds, man. We are staying hydrated. Actually, in St. Louis, the weather, next week, I think the temperatures are like, I think on Thursday, I think that the high is going to be 111, which is crazy. That's like Arizona kind of hot. Yes, full 5. Yeah, Sean. Yep, I did. I like it so far. I really, really like it. I'm digging it. I kind of wish I had a chance to use the Pixel Fold and see kind of how I would do it just as a comparison between Fold 5 versus Pixel Fold. Now, obviously, I can't get both. And I don't have anything against the Pixel. The only thing, I guess the thing was the Pixel was the main. I watched the guy's video, and he did a really good job, and I really wish I would have got. He was comparing is a British guy, and I guess, well, I'm an idiot. I can tell you exactly who did it.
Yeah, have a look.
Because I look at I watched. He did a really good job of comparing the two and kind of saying, if you're more into photography, if you like the Pixel pictures, clearly the Pixel Fold is yours. If you're doing something, you know what I mean. He gave a real good breakdown, and for me, the photography part isn't as I prefer Pixel photos over Samsung's. However, I don't know. I thought that for me the Pixel Fold didn't hit all the things that I would need, and I don't know, and I guess I like to be able to try it. So, where's that? Oh, history. I can look at history.
GT3 does look nice, man.
Yeah, that's a sharp phone. I mean, a watch, especially if you're into more of the who was this gentleman?
All right, Sam. Just going back to Jimmy, he'll be pleased to hear this, right? There's nothing like when you're on holiday in your swim shorts to realise how fat you've got.
You get a little pudgy, little pudgy baby.
Well, dad bod is real, and the moves are there.
Dad bod is real.
So yes, I'm going to be going on a bit of a diet and try and do some more exercise as well.
Yeah. Oh, and Sean, 100% agree with the statement. Absolutely. There's no, if you have a Fold 4, do not trade this in.
Yeah, no.
It's just insane. It's nuts. But if you don't have a Fold at all, or if you're coming from maybe like the 2 or the 3, I think it's pretty significant. And the DT's in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back upstairs. Yeah, DT, I'm back upstairs.
Nothing goes past the DT.
Yeah, no, he notices it. Yeah, but I like it. But yeah, but Sean, if you got a 4, yeah, that's just hustling backwards. If you get
Jermaine's in the chat as well.
Oh, there he is. Jermaine, and we had Jermaine on recently, and that was a fantastic show. We love having Jermaine on, and go check out his channel. Oh, actually, I found who it was. It was Mark Ellis. That's who it was.
Mark Ellis.
Yeah, Mark Ellis Reviews. Yeah, I thought he did a really good job. I liked the way it looked. I like his descriptions of stuff, and of course, I watched Trent talk about his experiences after a week or so. So, yeah, it was really good. I had last week was so busy. I didn't get on any streams, and I missed. And Saturday night, I missed the Gigi's members only stream. I was like, we were busy doing stuff. Actually, yeah, it's just I hate missing the members only because I just have such a good time. Yeah, Mark Ellis Reviews. He did a really, really good job. I was really impressed with his video. It was really, really good. I thought he did a good job of kind of explaining both the Fold and the Fold 5. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, I didn't do anything. Anna's moving back home for a while. Her lease is up in her apartment, so she needs to move back home for a bit. But she's not gonna be here that much. So it's all good. So, but yeah.
She got 2.
Oh yeah. Huh? Yeah. Right now she does. Yeah, she's probably gonna drop the 1 just because it's in when she does come. I don't know. She says she's going to, but I think she likes working at the one place. But it's all the way kind of where she lives now. If she comes home, it's like an hour drive, and she doesn't want to drive all the way just for that.
So if we did a podcast, she can actually be there live with you this time.
Absolutely. Yeah, she can actually just sit right next to me, and we can just yell at each other. That's gonna be
good.
Yeah, I caught part of the stuff on Friday night, and it was an intense show. They always are. They're good times. Between all the streams are great. I like listening to all their. Even if I can't participate actively, I just listening, and then I know it was I listened to part of Eric's Easy stream a little bit the other day. So he did a birthday stream for GG too. So I try to get in on that, and because I kind of felt bad, I kind of made a donation to the birthday fund. So that was kind of nice.
Yeah, we should say belated birthday to Gigi and Ryan.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I said I kind of helped out a little bit. I kind of I felt bad the fact that I could not be on all these streams because I really enjoy participating and just even if I'm not participating, just listening to them. They're a lot of fun. So. But yeah, I mean that's kind of where everything is. But yeah, again, Sean's 100% right. Again, like I said, I would like to. I wish I knew somebody who had a Fold that was like local that we could switch for a week or two, and I can kind of live that Fold lifestyle and kind of see. There were people talking. Here's what basically it came down to for me. I heard more people making comments about the Pixel Fold and brightness. And obviously, and then also I heard some. Obviously, it's subjective, right? And it depends on the device.
I've seen a lot of that though, Sam. To be fair,
but also battery performance, right? Also, one thing, and I'm sorry, and I even said it, even about the Pixel, even about the Fold 5, which I think it's a little better, but not by much. I'm sorry, but in 2023, you should not have a phone that takes 2 hours to charge to full.
Mm.
That is just absolutely to me that's unacceptable.
On a flagship that costs that much.
Yeah, especially if you're spending, yeah, it's ridiculous. And I understand Samsung's hesitancy because of the whole Note 7 thing. I get all that, but clearly you see other companies like Huawei and Xiaomi and Oppo and OnePlus leveraging 60 and even Motorola, which is Lenovo. I get it, but another Chinese company. But it seems like but they give you the charger in the box, right? And they I think 67 watt is pretty much a nice get good speed, but you're not cooking the battery. It's not like this insane
Can the Fold not
150.
do the 45?
Somebody told me that even if it has a faster, I think it's capped out. I thought Adam had said that it no matter what charger you use, it takes 2 hours or like 1 hour and 43 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah, because the Ultra can do the 45 watt charging.
Yeah,
I thought the Fold could as well. Get yourself one and test that out.
Well, I'm gonna try, but I mean, I don't have a problem with this. I mean, like I said, when I drive to work, my drive to work in the day is almost at 50 minutes. So even if I was like down to 25 or 35%, if I plug it in, it will be pretty much filled up by the time I get to work. It's not like, yeah, and that's true. Good. Yeah, Louise called me. Yeah, it's Rachel. That's right. He knows me.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course. Forgot about that. My bad. I'm sorry. But yeah,
Reggie, man.
Yeah, Reggie and Rachel. Yeah, no, I Fold 5 DJ, not the Pixel. I was just talking about. I was thinking about either one, and also, I know this is. I understand that we're on the Purposely Pixel YouTube channel, and I love Lenny to death. I'm not a huge fan. I'm not as much of a fan of the Pixel lock screen. I hate the fact that you cannot do much with it. That drives me crazy. They need to let that go. I understand that they wanted experience. They wanted it to be, to work and everything. But it has a real Apple kind of vibe to it, and I don't like that. I like the fact that at least on other devices, other Android devices, you have a lot more flexibility. And I get it. I could put on I could put on a launcher. I could put Nova, but I don't want to. I like using the native launchers. I noticed that I've gone to like Nova and Microsoft Launcher and stuff like that, and I usually come back to the native launcher
when you got a Pixel,
the
you don't want a launcher, in my opinion.
Yeah, it makes no sense. The whole point. Now, I do tell you that the one thing about the Pixel Fold that I do miss is I love the software features. I love the things that it can do, like all the dictation, the listening to music, all that shit. Ultimately, you can flash the beta on there early, like 14. You know what I mean? A lot of the flexibility you have in the software, as far as the things that Pixel affords, I do wish. But the problem is we don't live in that world, right? You have to make a compromise. You have to make a choice.
With every device.
Right. I mean, it's like, and granted, there's no unicorn device and never will be. But for me, I thought, as much as I don't like, the fact, Samsung's One UI is okay.
I don't mind it. I liked it on the Ultra.
It's okay. I'm curious to see what the 6 is going to be like, and I just got the August update on this, so that was kind of nice. So that's kind of cool.
You got good luck, Sam.
Yeah, I did. Although, what's funny is, I don't know about you, but maybe you do, maybe other people do. I'm curious to see people who use Samsung devices. I don't use a lot of the stuff in Good Lock. I mean, I have all these, like, you can change this and color. Now, I did when I had my S22 Ultra, I did change like the theming, the colors, and I kind of went kind of crazy well. And there's a lot of really good features. I like the fact that it's a first-party app. That I like.
Yeah.
Good Lock works really well. However, maybe you don't, maybe you do, but I don't use all the functions of Good Lock. It's like there's too much in there. Like everything would say.
There's a lot in there. There's so much.
And it's just like Samsung stuff. They always just throw it in the kitchen sink. You got all these features and all these buttons and all these settings. I was like,
that's the beauty of it, though. You can make it personal. What's good for you? Like literally anything.
Yeah, and I agree with this again. And this is, DT makes a point. I get it, and I agree with I'm sorry. Any phone in 2020, if you're gonna offer a charger, especially if you're gonna have like 45 watt or 67 watt or even 30 watt, like that's what I liked about the Motorola devices when it had the charger in the box, and some of them I think it has a 67 watt charger that's in the box. You don't have to buy it separately. You can fire it in there. I like that. I think that they should do that. And I'm sorry, even at 27 watts, that's horse shit. I'm sorry, it should have been at least 45 watts. At least. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I Google, it just infuriates me about that.
Will you get the full 28 as well?
Right. Did I hear about the new Redmi K60 Ultra? Oh yeah, 120 watt, man, that's crazy. What is that? I would assume it's what, about like probably what, 18 minutes, maybe 19 minutes from dead to full, probably. Whew, that's crazy.
It's mad.
Stable release of A14 coming out for Pixel. I don't know. Not sure.
I've been away, man.
Android 14. I don't know.
I've not
Maybe.
looked at any
What is it
tech
usually?
news.
Isn't it like September? Usually, is that when the full release candidate hits? Because I think it's still a beta, right? But they'll have a release candidate
It'll
probably.
be after the 8's out, though.
Yeah, I think it's like in September. I thought that's when
Yeah,
usually
it'll be
the
after
release
the 8's
candidates
out,
come
and
out.
then shortly after.
Yeah, it's yeah. Oh yeah, again, right, Scoop. Just like, okay, if it's good lock, right, and it's a first party app, why not just include it in the suite of Samsung
Yeah.
shit they pre-install?
It's
And just
annoying.
include it. Just bring it right there, and then also have a tutorial. Hey,
Same with the what's it? The camera assistant app. You have to
yeah,
download
it's
that.
like just
Like,
yeah. I mean,
give
you
it,
got all this other Samsung bloatware in there and stuff that people probably aren't going to use. Why not just put good lock? Just make that part of
give
the
us all the
Samsung
crap we
install.
don't want.
Yeah, make it part of the Samsung suite, and then actually have
Mm.
a tutorial when you can customize your device by using good lock, and then at least direct users to that good lock exists, and then inside there you can have tutorials on how you can do this and how you can do that, and you can change this and you can do this, and you can. Yeah, I think maybe that might be feedback for Samsung. Hey, maybe in versions of like One UI 6.1, maybe you should just include UI good lock as in bundled in software deployment, right? Put it in there with it.
Why not?
Michael. Hey, Mike Corcoran's in the chat. Yeah, Nova. I do too. I think of any of them. It's either usually Nova or it's either Nova or it is Microsoft Launcher. Although I've tried like the Windows Phone launchers. I think there's a couple, and it's not the same. It just
It looks
isn't.
smart,
And
but
I like the way it looks, but then using it doesn't. What you know what it does to me? And this, I know this sounds stupid. It makes me think I have a Windows Phone again, so I start doing all the things that I think Windows Phone should do, and it doesn't do the same thing, and it just doesn't feel right, and it makes me mad.
see, I never had one, so I'd be alright. But you'd be like lost.
35 watt charging. Well, yeah, I mean, you've done fucked up with Apple's going to beat you to charging speed. You're in trouble now because they're not really Jimmy. Yeah, it's at least 45 watts. I mean, I can't. Maybe 67 is a little high. I get it. 30 is. I'm sorry. I think 30 is silly, especially it's like. I'm sorry. I think, and the reason why I say that is very simple. Everybody talks about battery life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a quicker charging cycle speed, if you can get it done in 20 minutes, then your battery life becomes a little less impactful to you. If you have a phone that maybe the screen on time isn't as nice as it should be, at least like you said, when you charge your watch, you take a shower. Well, probably that's, by the time you're getting ready, that's what, 20 minutes between getting in the shower, getting clothes, getting dressed, and kind of, getting your hair ready, and then walking out of your bathroom and getting ready to like leave. You would just walk by and grab your watch, right?
Yep.
If your phone was already pretty much, and then maybe not full, but maybe it was like 80%, you wouldn't mind so much the fact that the capacity or the battery performance is a little suspect, right?
Yeah, if you could charge quickly whenever
Right.
you wanted.
And that's one of my major reasons why I don't buy an EV. I'm not waiting.
This is why
it's just like I'm not doing
wireless charging to improve the speeds, because that's where it's at for convenience.
Yeah, well, I think the only one you're going to get is what is the OnePlus has their. I guess some of them have their dedicated chargers. I think did OnePlus have a charger that's like, I think it's 50 watt wireless charging? I couldn't. Oh yeah, 50 watts. Oh yeah.
If I ever asked you, Sam, do you use wireless charging?
Not really. No,
I don't.
I don't either. I mean, there is like by my bed. I have bought one that it's an IKEA one, so it's probably maybe 10 watt. Maybe it's less. I don't even know. I don't put it on there very often.
Yeah. I love the idea of it. Just the speed is just rubbish.
Well, I will tell you this much: if I have wireless charging, I'd use it occasionally. It's nice just to pop it on there. But it's definitely never a deal breaker. Like if a phone doesn't have wireless charging, I don't care. It doesn't.
I mean, even
right. But yeah, real. Oh yeah, that was. I was gonna say, isn't there a phone that did 240? That's nuts, man. That is just bonkers. What's the charging span like? 6 minutes? I mean, 7 minutes? Come on, man. It's insane.
That's got to get toasty, right?
They claim it. They claim it doesn't. I mean, I think they use a dual battery, so they say it doesn't get really that
they
warm.
They often use dual battery, don't they?
Yeah, I don't know, man, but yeah, that 240 watts crazy. I mean, that's just insane. So I just don't know. I don't know much about like all that stuff. So far it's been maybe 4 days or so. So I definitely don't have. And I'm not gonna do a review on it anyway because I don't review stuff. That's just not my thing. And then DTL being all basic, he's at 18-watt charging. God love him. Anyway,
I've got an 8-watt suit of Pavuk here.
Yeah, so October. So I'm wondering do they do? I guess I should be paying attention to this. I guess I don't. Then when the Pixel 8 is available, that day are usually pretty close to when Android 14's release candidate would be ready to go, right? That's pretty much how it goes. I always thought that the actual deployment of the release candidate came ahead of the phone's actual launch. I don't know. No. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
I don't think so.
This is the major problem. Battery is not improved in years. Graphene has been talked about, but we haven't heard anything. How is that going to impact longevity and battery health? Yeah, we don't know. We just don't know. When you talk about graphene or you talk about these other battery technologies, I mean, that's the reason why I don't get a Tesla or an electrical vehicle. It's not because the range is fine, but on my current car, I can get decent range. I think on a full tank, I think I can get 430-ish, maybe 400 miles from full to like go all the way to, which I never do. And do yourself a favor, folks, if you have a car and it's a gas card, please don't run it underneath a quarter. Just don't do that. Because you realize that the fuel pump is lubricated by gas. And if you run it lower than a quarter, it's not getting lubricated, you're going to burn your fuel pump out. Basically treat quarter tank as empty in your car and you don't have a problem. But yeah, I think it's like 400, right at 400 miles. And the cool part is I can go to a gas station, which are everywhere, right? All over the place. You can always get to one, even in the middle of nowhere. And I can fill up in 5 minutes and be back on my way. Yeah, granted, I pay, more than charging, but somebody said that they bought a Ford Lightning truck and they tried to drive it from Canada. They're Canadian. They bought it and they tried to drive to like Chicago. And had all sorts. I wish I had the article. I should read it. This guy's wrote an article about this complete nightmare of traveling with this Ford Lightning truck, and he wasn't towing anything. But he said it actually did all those stops and stuff, and then eventually it died, and he had to have it towed to a dealership, and then had to basically rent a regular car to drive the rest of the way to Chicago. It's like, what the hell's the point of this thing? It's like he said that he actually paid. It was not everybody thinks it's free. They all act like, oh, yeah, we get electric vehicle. You never have to pay for gas. We act like electricity is free, and it's not. And at your house, you got to buy a charger and install it. And you got to use your own.
Oh, electricity is going up a lot.
Electricity. And then you got to find, if you're lucky, you can run into a supercharging station, right? If you're not, you're going to get a 240-volt charger or whatever. And 30 minutes? He said he sat on the charger for 30 minutes. He only got about 200 miles of range and it still wound up dying before he got to the next one. He still never got to Chicago with the vehicle. He had to have the vehicle because here's the thing. You can't jumpstart it. It's dead, right? And so if you're out in the middle of nowhere and your battery is dead, you ain't getting nowhere. You have to have it towed. And it'll be towed by a gas vehicle, by the way. Or maybe a diesel vehicle. It won't be towed by an electrical truck. No tow trucks that I know of are going to be, right? And they saw the one where they'll bring I guess it's a portable generator, so they actually can juice up your car. But what does it give you, like 20 miles of range? So hopefully you can limp to the next charging station. It's just, I don't know, man. There's apps for that, and he's an idiot, and I get it. I understand. But I will tell you, in my experience, Scoop, when I'm driving state to state, I don't see Teslas driving state to state. I don't see that very often. I'll see one occasionally, or if I'm in a major metropolitan area, I'll start seeing a lot of Teslas who are driving. But if you're driving through Nebraska or through Kansas, I don't see many vehicles that are electrical drive through those. I just don't. Not yet. And that's just me.
I've got a shout out. I'm proud of the Lionesses. Got to the final, the World Cup, but they lost today.
Who did?
The Lionesses, England.
Oh, yeah. Is that the women's? Yeah, the women's. Yeah, we don't. I know. Yeah. I saw the women
Yeah.
got beat by Sweden, but yeah, they
No,
they beat Australia though.
Yeah, beat Australia. We got beat by Spain today in the final.
Spain, I guess they're pretty good. I don't know. I didn't know they
Well,
were
it's
that good.
the first time they've won, but it would have been the first time we've won as well. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool. Well, hey,
done us
man.
proud.
Yeah, I mean, it's just now if you get. I mean, well, they've done better than the men's team. But when was the last time that England was in a final on the men's side? It's been a while, hasn't it? For a World Cup final, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't
A
understand it,
long
man.
while.
Especially with the Premier League, I can't. I don't understand that. I guess it's just because maybe they don't play as a cohesive unit during the World
Yeah.
Cup. I don't know.
That's pretty much
It's
it,
just
mate.
you would seem like just pure talent alone would help them do all that, and it just seems like that they can never seem to put it together. It's just kind of runners up, not bad.
Not easy.
Now we can go Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last, right? Is that how it goes? But we're not going to do that. But yeah, in the Midwest, yes. Yeah. Well, like I said, a lot of people live in the Midwest still, and I know. I mean, I don't live in on the East Coast thing, and I don't live in an area that's. But yeah, it's going to be there. I'm not there yet, and so it's cool. I mean, if you want to spend the money on it, it's cool. I've seen some more Rivians though. They seem to be popular. I'll tell you one thing I have seen a ton of. Ford Broncos. Holy shit, they're selling a ton of those things. The new Bronco, it's crazy. They're everywhere.
Not in the UK.
And they're not cheap. I mean, they're pretty expensive. These vehicles are pretty expensive, but I've seen them everywhere, man. Like a lot of them. It's crazy. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, for where I'm at right now, it's not there. But hopefully I'll be around long enough where it gets better, and we'll see what happens, man. I mean, I'm not saying no. I will tell you if they make an all electric Mustang, I'd take a try. I'd try it out. I'd see if it was pretty cool. That'd be kind of neat. I'll have to see how that works out.
Ford Bronco looks different.
Yeah, I mean, it's not your O.J. Simpson low speed chase highway Ford Bronco, but I mean, I've seen them everywhere. I mean, there's a lot of them.
Black Diamond.
Yeah, putting more wattage on the charge nowadays. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I want to try to see where. I mean, I think there's a sweet spot with battery technology, but I think at least, I'm sorry, if you're hyping up the fact you have 28 watt charging on your phone, I still don't think that's not. I don't think it's fast enough personally, considering in the Android space. Yeah.
It's all right if your battery life's good.
Yeah. Again, like I said, if you got killer battery life, then it's okay. But if you got terrible battery life, I mean, to me, I'm willing to let companies have not great standby and battery performance time if their charging is faster. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to be a little bit more accepting of that fact. So, yeah, time. Yeah, I think that's. And I guess my question is, maybe one of these years they ought to do an experiment where they take them and for like a year, they just try to prepare for the World Cup. They suspend. They did basically those guys just get pulled off of the Premier League teams and whoever they're going to have.
That's not going to happen.
And I know it's not going to happen, but I mean, well, at some point you guys are. If that's the problem, and you're not going to be able to be a cohesive unit, at some point England fans are going to have to make a decision. Hey, man, we're going to have to let them just basically take a 6 months where they just stay. They basically go to a place and learn how to play and play some friendlies and just stay a unit. And then, it's only a couple dozen players. Just grab those guys and make them do it.
It's also playing as a unit, but to everyone's strengths. So it's getting a system that works for all your best players' strengths, which is not easy.
Yep, like I said, it's all systems. Well, and I guess England's fucked, and they'll never win a World Cup. That's pretty much how it's going to sound. Unless they get lightning in a bottle and they do really well. I mean, it's, and I don't understand all that. I mean, that's why I'm glad Scoop does, because I don't understand systems. And football is still kind of a thing for me. I'm still trying to learn and figure out what's going on, and it's a lot more nuanced than I have time to figure out. Like I said, so I don't understand all this, but yeah, I think I just think U.S. generally. I think it's a system problem, but it's a talent problem. I think as well. I just don't think the United States has as many talented footballers as they do in the UK.
No, the States have some talented players now.
They do, but I don't think the level of their upper leagues, like MLS, is not in the same echelon as the Premier League.
No, but most of the best players play in Europe now.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, you're going to go where the action's at, right? I know in basketball, a lot of those European squads, like this Bosnian, and like they're really, really good now. Those teams are solid. And boy, you talk about, somebody showed me a video of I guess a basketball game in Bosnia. It was bonkers. It was like 19,000 people. It was like a football pitch. I mean, it was like jumping up and down
Yeah,
and music and lights. And I was
basketball's
like,
big in a lot of Europe.
holy shit, it was nuts. I'm like, this is crazy, man. Yeah, Ted Lasso. Yeah, you know how Ted
I
Lasso.
still need to watch that.
You've never seen the show? I'm sure it's probably not big in the UK. A lot of people probably don't watch it because I think there's probably.
No, I think a lot of people do, but I
Really?
haven't checked it out yet. Yeah.
I think it's pretty well done. I mean, there's some times where it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of overly cheesy a little bit, I think, but I think it's fairly well written. I think it's pretty good. And for Americans who don't have a kind of understanding of like football culture in the UK, it kind of gives you a little bit of an understanding of like how kind of wacky it gets and how intense they are about it. It's pretty funny. Although I have to say that the character that plays, I can't remember his name. It's definitely Ibrahimovic. You can tell that's who they modeled it after, right? It's the same looking guy, same kind of thing, but this guy's like even more intense. But yeah, I guess in football, I guess it's different than baseball or like American football. Those teams can probably come together and play because it's, you know what I mean? It's not as integrated with systems and those kind of things like with football. It probably like baseball players and NHL players can probably get together and play pretty well in like an all-star game or like a national team and probably be okay. I mean, look at Canada. I mean, they are one of the best, teams when they play in the Olympics, right? Canada is usually winning the gold medal, and those players are just playing, right? They just basically get their guys together, but and the United States does pretty well too, but a lot of other countries do too. That's we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know, but who knows? Playing.
Need a little more time together, like Stu says, like 2 weeks together.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And what's funny is most of them play against each other.
Right, and I guess there's intercompetitiveness and those are when they're playing against each other in Premier League. There are some definitely heated rivalries and probably some dislikes of players and styles and and there's some ego and there's some some flexing and you don't like the guy. You remember that guy from a couple of weeks ago when he went on the pitch and he basically showed you guys up, and it's definitely a lot more an emotional engagement when it comes to football there. Yeah, it's going to be. I'm curious to see. But hopefully, maybe one day England can be in a World Cup because I think I'll tell you right now, I think there probably won't be any more of a celebrated sports event on the planet than England winning a World Cup. I'd like to see it happen when I'm alive so I can see how completely insane it's going to be because it will be crazy.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Nuts. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, hell, when they even make the round of 16, everybody in the UK gets all amped up about England. They all get all jacked up for it, and then they wind up getting beat. And it's just like
of course.
Yeah, it sucks.
Of course.
Oh,
it's massive.
Look at Adidas throwing some Canada shade in there. Gotta love that. I thought you had to be a real country, or they make exception for Canada. Damn.
Oh.
Whew. That's pretty rough, dude. I love Canada. I've been there a couple of times. It's a blast. I had a good time. I like Canadian people. I like the country.
I've never been.
Yeah, but yeah, look at Adidas throwing some Canada shade. Love it, man. Well, we don't call it Canada here. We call it Minnesota Part 2. That's what we call it here in the United States. We don't call it that. Yep, Pixel 4a's last update is this month. Yep, they're getting, I think, the 4A and the 4A 5G, right? I think they were cycling out.
Oh, really?
I thought it was October, but maybe I guess it's September or August. Oh, that sucks. Well, like I said, I had the 4XL, and it hasn't gotten an update since, I think it was last year. I think it was October 22. They said there is a March 23 update, but you have to flash it, and I don't feel like going through all that hassle, so. But we'll see. Anyway, so.
Nice.
Well, I did want to tell you I went and saw Oppenheimer last weekend.
Oh, what do you think?
It's intense. I mean, I knew a lot about the history about it, so it wasn't like I wasn't learning about everything new. I mean, I knew about Oppenheimer and McCarthyism and all that kind of stuff, and then that late 40s, early 50s kind of stuff. It was an intense movie. It was really well acted. Cillian Murphy's incredible. I mean,
it's long though, isn't it?
3 hours. It's a 3-hour runtime, but honestly, you don't even notice it. It's so engaging that it's an easy runtime. So if you haven't seen it or you want to go see it, I would suggest seeing a movie theater because I think it'd be a lot better seeing it.
I sent you that guy who farted at the right time in the movie theater. Yeah.
That was funny. So, but yeah, I mean, it was a good movie. Me and Becky saw it Saturday. It was really, really good. It was a really good time. We had a lot of fun. And it was Friday night. We went Friday night. I'm sorry. I apologize. Friday night. So yeah, it was a good time. So yep. I don't know if they get a custom ROM. Yeah. I don't know. I tried to flash a custom ROM on there. I have problems with connecting. I can't get ADB to work on my desktop, and I have drivers and stuff. I haven't really messed with it, and honestly, I don't have the same interest in kind of messing with it like I used to do back in the day when I used to have my HTC devices and stuff, and old OnePlus when you'd flash Lineage. I just don't have enough energy for it anymore. And getting Magista to work and Super User, and I was like, I don't really care that much anymore. I just once it didn't work, I just kind of gave up on it. So we'll see. I don't know. Well, I'll ask. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's if you're coming from a casual or even like a fairly understanding historical perspective of this, yeah. But if you're basically but if you're more an academic or an intellectual or even a physics guy, there's probably parts of that movie that are probably gonna drive you crazy, and it just kind of it's not gonna land as the same. That's kind of like the way it is. But yeah, I thought it was. I mean, it was the best movie I've ever seen. No, but it was the top 10. Yeah, probably.
Equivalent
So.
of the Avengers.
Yeah, I liked it. It was okay. I think the actors did a good job, and I think the story was told.
I'm easily pleased, me, so I'd probably like it.
Yeah, you'll probably like it. So it was a good time. Yeah, you should check it out.
Simple.
So. Simple Jack.
Simple Joe.
All right, man. Well, we're at an hour. I mean, I can't believe I thought for sure we were gonna not have topics, but then I forget it's me. I always got something to run my mouth about. Yep. So.
Well, you've got a Fold 5 for God's sake. You've got to talk about that, haven't you? Let's give Becky her TV back.
Yeah, it's about that time. So anyway, but we'll try to. We don't have any guests lined up. I tried to reach out to a couple, and Joe hasn't done anything on the guest front. Yes, he got Steve. He got Steve and Ted, so that was pretty good. So.
Oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did that. Yeah, he did that. So we'll see. We'll try to reach out to some people. So we're gonna have a couple people on. We're gonna need to reach out to TK. I know we haven't had him on a while. Juan had a birthday. Yeah, I guess Juan Carlos Bagnall had a birthday. We want to make sure that we give another belated happy birthday to Juan. I think it was last week or so. But yeah, you know what? We didn't come on until Sunday, so whatever. But yeah. Oh, Austin. I don't know if I want to have Linus on. He's in a little bit of a shit store right now. Linus is he's got, and that's another discussion for another day. But yeah, Linus is probably not available. He's probably not going to come on podcasts and that kind of thing. He's dealing with some, he's got some internal things at LTT that's kind of running. It's been definitely interesting to watch. Yeah, he's in some shit, especially if what all the accusations are true. Whew, he's got some problems with that. There's definitely a cultural problem at Linus Tech Tips, that's for sure.
There's been things have been said for some time now.
Yeah, I think finally there's been a couple of people that I wouldn't call them whistleblowers. I think it was just people that are talking about their experiences, and if this one person I saw on Twitter, X, if what she's describing is accurate, wow, there needs to be some people getting fired. There's actually probably some criminal liability there as well. I don't know if it's a Canadian company or whatever. Maybe it is. I don't know because I know he's Canadian, but there might be some investigative inquiry going on there because
not good.
Not good. Now, well, hey man, I mean I understand what's going on, but if you don't take care of that company and you don't, look at Blizzard Activision, they ran into some pretty bad shit too because of some of the way they handle their employees and stuff. And I understand the environment, but that doesn't give you the right to treat people like that. Sorry.
You gotta look after your people, and then they'll look after you.
Well, also don't break the fucking law. That's another thing too, And you
don't break the fucking
law. Yeah, don't break the law and don't treat your employees and use,
and skin your shit.
And skin your shit. Extremeskins.co.uk. Get yourself thought about getting it, but there's no real reason for this if I'm going to be rocking this thing. So we'll see. But yeah.
Yeah, not with that case. You don't.
Right, but maybe if I get a clear case, and if I do get a clear case, I want to add some color and some flair. Definitely, extremeskins.co.uk. Get them and check it out. Go on Wednesdays. Usually buy one, get one. They got some new designs. Good folks over there. And also check out the Purposely Pixel YouTube channel. That's where our show is hosted. That's where there's some good channel talk. And I guess now that the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro are coming out, there's probably going to be some definite chatter going on there, and Android 14, and just other things that Lenny and his crew over there does. So check them out.
I'll do my full review of the Soundcore speaker at some point.
Yeah, sounds good. We're looking forward to that because that'll be a good time. And Joe will get
low budget.
Low budget. That's all Joe. Joe loves low budgets. So anyway, yeah, check out those things for us, and we'll be back next Sunday, 2:00 p.m. Central, be 8 p.m. BST. We'll do something. We may have a guest, we may not. And if we do have a guest, we'll let everybody know, and we appreciate the folks going through. And
might surprise you.
No, it might surprise you. we'll definitely be here. That won't be a surprise, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But we'll have a good talk. We'll have a good time. And again, for everybody that came through, especially the super chat from Jimmy, thank you, sir, for the extra quid. We really appreciate you, and all the folks at the DT and Scoop and
You, Jimmy.
Sean. Everybody came in, and Michael Corcoran and Luis. We saw everybody. Thanks for coming in and swinging by and dropping some chats and participating and just listening. And we really appreciate that. I realize
Listen
that,
to us waffle.
Yeah, I realize you can have some better things to do with your Sunday afternoon, or evening. So we appreciate you taking the time to listen to us. Anyways, so Joe, any final passing thoughts before we get out of here for the day and the week?
No, let's give Becky her TV back, man.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, sounds good. So we will do that. We will be back next Sunday, 2 p.m., 8 p.m. to do it again. And for myself and Joe, thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing, listening to the podcast, downloading it, and enjoy your tech. And if you get new tech, enjoy that. And we'll talk about that later. And we love you guys, and we'll catch you next Sunday. Peace, everybody.
Bye-bye.